One of the things I'm very aware of is like, I don't present or read as a first gen student. Like, I think a lot of people look at me and see somebody who they assume like, oh yeah, his family, they all went to college. He went to a specific kind of college, like look at him, like, and that's not true, right? And I always try to point that out. Like, no, I didn't. Like, my dad's a welder. My mom was a stay-at-home mom and then a paramedic. My grandfather only had an 8th grade education. Like, I am not from a family of higher education, right? And I had to navigate these kinds of experiences. And when I tell students, like, I transferred, I changed majors, I had extra credits on my transcript. Like, I don't want any student to end up with extra credits on a transcript, but sometimes it happens. It does, I think, open that up, right? It also emerges in the same way that, like, I also have a learning disability. So when I talk about that, like when you tell students, not only was I like you and I had some of similar experiences, but also I had a learning disability and I'm a dyslexic PhD, which means like I also had to learn my own skills that I didn't have when I started college. Probably wasn't prepared in a strictest sense for college, given that, but had to learn those skills along the way, and that's totally possible, right? And that it's not a mark of failure or something wrong. It's like these exist for you to be able to accomplish something. I think is really powerful, because there's just something about being a first gen and like the way higher education institutions are acculturated, that they can feel kind of alien, right? And knowing that there are people in the system that have your same experience, I think students do tend to see that as heartening, right? And I think it manifests as like, then students will come talk to me, right? Like, how did you do this? Did you ever have this? Usually the answer is yes, right? But even I think things like having our first gen like events on campus is just bringing out that fact, and people sort of owning that and illustrating that, yeah, a lot of us are like that, can really help normalize that.